are you? Welcome back to Social Studies with Ms. Atchison. Alrighty, friends. So today we are going to learn about our wonderful city where we live, and not just about our city, but some of the national landmarks that we have here. But so, have you ever noticed some of the landmarks that we see that we have here? Do you see them? Hmm. Which one are your favorites? I like those too. Awesome. All right, friends. So today we're gonna go on a virtual tour, and then we're gonna take a step back, and we're gonna look at some of the landmarks and just give a brief history about them. Are you ready? Awesome. Okay, I'm gonna take a second. I'm gonna share my screen. So first, we're gonna go on a virtual tour, and we're gonna take a look at our city to see, where are these landmarks? Have I seen them before? All right, you guys ready? Awesome.
Welcome to Washington, D.C., the capital of the United States.
Yeah.
Where else to start your journey than at the Capitol building, the magnificent seat of the U.S. Congress. The entirely white palace, designed by William Thornton, was completed in 1800. Its whiteness is typical of the American neoclassical style in which it is built. The column of the impressive Washington Monument is more than 150 meters tall. Despite looking Egyptian, the obelisk was actually made in the States. The most visited memorial in the States? The Lincoln Memorial. Notice the columns at the entrance. They are heavily inspired by the Doric order of the ancient Greeks. Standing right at the center of the temple, the 30 meters tall statue of the president commands the attention of all visitors. His famous Gettysburg Address can be read on the south wall. With legislative, executive, and judicial branches of the U.S. government having their bases here, Washington has often seen the fate of the nation being decided. Great civil rights marches that shook the entire country, like the 1963 March on Washington or the recent Women's March, have often culminated or started at this reflecting pool. Many of the country's most important pieces of writing are stored here, in the largest library in the world, with more than 2.9 million volumes spread over some 883 miles of shelves. The Library of Congress holds the originals of treasured documents, such as the Declaration of Independence.
Did you know that? Did you know that the
The Supreme
Declaration of
Court
Independence
sets
was
a
in there?
precedent in the nation's most crucial trials. It is also another excellent example of the American neoclassical style. Just look at those columns. To see the U.S. cosmonautics and aeronautics at their finest, head to the National Air and Space Museum. It has the largest collection of air and spacecraft in the world. Not all memorials in Washington celebrate individuals. This one is dedicated to all the soldiers who gave their lives serving in the Second World War. A bit smaller, yet just as striking, is the Korean War Vets Memorial. The 19 steel statues crafted by Frank Gaylord represent the nearly 6 million soldiers who fought in Korea. The last of the war memorials on this tour, the Vietnam Vets Memorial, was opened in 1982. Both of its walls are covered with names of those it honors. Sculpted by Robert Burks, Albert Einstein seems to have made himself comfortable here at the Albert Einstein Memorial. The bronze statue was unveiled in 1979. The 4 floors high White House is the official residence of the U.S. president. The hugely famous landmark has also played a titular role in several movies. Though he wasn't a president, the civil rights fighter Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. has left an enormous impact on the nation. His memorial was only finished in 2011. The 39 meters tall Jefferson Memorial, on the other hand, was opened to the public as early as 1943, with an official dedication by President Roosevelt. The white, open, circular building is the third most visited memorial in the city. Jefferson's bronze likeness inside was only added 3 years after its opening in 1947. President Roosevelt's memorial's greatest highlight is the statue of the statesman and his dog, a warm, human sight to top off your visit to the city of Washington.
So now, guys, thinking about your tour, what are some places that really stand out to you? What are some places that you really like to visit? I personally love to go on house tours. I love to go to some historical houses like Frederick Douglass or Mary McLeod Bethune, and just to see the history of where people have lived before. But also because I am a DC native, I do have favorite places that I enjoy going. Um, like I enjoy going to Ben's Chili Bowl, and I enjoy going to Anacostia Park. Those are some places I really enjoy going. And so what we're going to do now, we're going to go over again some of those landmarks. And I want to, what we're going to do today is we're going to create a tour. So I want you to be thinking about what are some of the places that you really enjoy going? Where's the places you like to visit? And if you were given a tour, where would you tell people to go? Okay? So I'm going to share my screen again, and I'm going to go over our PowerPoint for today. Are you ready? Awesome. We're just going to go over some vocabulary words for today. Okay, so DC landmarks. What is a landmark? A landmark is an object or a landscape, a town that is easy to recognize, something that you can easily point out and say, hey, I'm right here next to the Jefferson Memorial. And people instantly know where you are and they can reach you. Okay? Awesome. And so, of course, the Lincoln Memorial is a big place where people come to visit because they like to see the 16th President Abraham Lincoln, and it is located on the National Mall. And next to him on the National Mall, we have the Jefferson Memorial, just how we see it in our tour guide. And so it has a really big bronze statue, and if you're down there, you can see them kind of next to each other, and it's really cool to see if you're down in the mall too. And then, of course, we have the president's house because we are the great city of Washington, D.C., and the president lives here while he is the president. And then we have the Martin Luther King Memorial. I know in the video they showed him in the daylight, but this is one of my favorite photos at sunset, and it just really highlights the beauty of the statue and his magnificent work. And it is really beautiful to visit at night. That's when I like to go. But you guys have to let me know when do you like to visit. Then we have the Library of Congress, and just like they said in the video, this is where they house a lot of historical documents. It is a safe place, as a lot of the original documents here, right on Capitol Hill, that we can visit. And then Mary McLeod Bethune, her house is located near U Street. And it is the house where she helped to house women in the early 1930s and 40s. And Mary McLeod Bethune did a lot of work for education, especially education of Black children. And Frederick Douglass was a pioneer. And so this is his house that he has in Anacostia, where he later died. But this house is really beautiful to visit because you get to see where he lived, where he slept, where he wrote some of his documents, and how he really helped to shape and change the lives of African Americans, just like us. And then the African American Civil War Museum is located in U Street, and it is a statue. And if you walk around, it has a lot of inspirational quotes, and it helps enlist the African Americans who fought in the Civil War. And then the Air and Space Museum is located on the National Mall too, and there you can visit and see like so many and learn about different types of airplanes and how they work and why they work and the different works that astronauts and engineers are working to create. So that's a really great place to visit. And then the Anacostia Museum is located right in the Anacostia neighborhood of DC. And so it has a lot of really great, rich history that we can learn too about our city and our people. All right. So, friends, what are some of your favorite places? Where do you like to go? So now, friends, we're going to stop here and I want you guys to go off and create your tour. I look forward to hearing what are some of the important places that you would want to take people to go. I look forward to hearing from you soon, friends. Bye.